Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of Cardano's ADA, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what I think might actually happen next. As I get into this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell and you'll stay up to date with all the videos and streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description below, and let's get started. So Cardano paired up with USDT on the hourly chart and Binance is our data source here. Now, we were taking a look at a bit of a five-wave drop to the downside, as you can see, from 59.48 cents dropping down. We have entered into our expectations on this low side, but only really the top end here, and we started to really bounce up nice and strongly. However, our main target of 49.56 to about 56.97 seems to be a bit of a stretch target at this point in time. And I'm going to walk you through why I'm feeling a little bit more bearish now towards Cardano's ADA than I am bullish, but at least this is only for a short time period because I am looking for this to bottom out real soon, and then we can start talking about some real bullish movements to the upside. But let's take a look at the recent price action just here for Cardano. Okay, so we came down into this low area just past the 1.236 of our fourth wave upwards. So this has met technically the minimum requirement, although it does make for a very strange structure to the downside here. Okay, it's possible that we revisit this low and we haven't quite finished, but for the most part, we've entered into the expectation of the low end and we can start talking about maybe a brief move to the upside. With that being said, when we start taking a look at our momentum indicator, we can see that we're almost up in this overbought area as we basically have a really small movement to the upside. This is not giving us a good indication on the smaller time frame that we're likely to break out of this parallel channel that we're stuck in at the moment. For example, let me just go ahead and grab hold of my parallel channel. Let's see if I can snap this to a couple of these wicks just here. You can kind of see that we're stuck inside this little channel just here, okay? This actually extends a little further back up here, for example. You can kind of see that, just bring that down a fraction, and that we were stuck in. Now we're getting a little bit of a break to the upside here. This is good, so we're getting a good move. And this is really coming from our 4-hourly stochastic. When we take a look at our 4-hourly stochastic, we've got lots of room to grow to the upside. Okay, so again, we should be a little bit cautious here as our 1-hour chart is basically telling us that we're going to go down. Our 4-hour chart is showing that we're going to move up. We're getting a little bit of movement right here, right now. And I think that is courtesy of Bitcoin. If I just jump over to the Bitcoin chart here, you can kind of see that we've got some momentum on our 1-hour chart just here as well. So there's a little bit of room to the upside, although actually seeing some red rather than green. And when we take a look at Cardano, we've got that little bit of a pump to the upside just happening right now. And so this isn't going to be relatively short-lived, I would have thought, as we kind of move on forward. Now, as I go ahead and bring in our rectangle here, I'm going to show you a quick area of resistance right up in this zone. As you can see, we wicked into this range and we've got to get past it and close above it. So right now this is 46.19 to 46.50. A push up and to confirm this resistance as support would absolutely be critical in our mission to move up higher towards 49.56. However, as I said, I think this is less likely to actually start to come on in, and if we are to hit those ranges that we've been talking about for a while between 49.56 and 56.97, I think we're going to be at the lower end of that spectrum. So as we start to really think about this, we can obviously start to see that we're getting rejected from this resistance line right now. As we come up into our 8-hourly chart, we can see that, of course, we need to have some kind of downward price pressure. We need to bring our 8-hour stochastic RSI to the downside. Now, the biggest bearish signal that I have really going on here is our daily stochastic. On our daily chart for Cardano, this is not looking overly promising for any potential move to the upside of significance. Okay, we're almost up into the overbought area on the daily. We've got to bring down our 8-hour. We're already bringing up our 4-hour, so that's going to move up into the overbought area, and so is our hourly chart. That will actually probably fluctuate a little bit more. So as we start thinking about the next few days, we might see a little bit more green for Cardano, but essentially I think it's going to be really short-lived as we start to bring the price back down towards my lower range, which of course has not changed. It's between 28 and 34 cents at the moment. If we go down lower, then the main target I have is 22.23, and if we were to happen to lose that area, then the bearish or the most bearish scenario I have is 15.46. So, you know, we've got a lot of things to kind of think about. I don't think we're going to slip down too far. I'm really hoping that the 28 to 34 cent level holds. And if it does, then we should be in a really good, strong position. As you can see right now, as the point of recording this video, if I just bring this back down into our hourly, you can see that we're getting rejected straight away from this area of resistance right here for Cardano. So although there was a little bit of volume there pushing that price up, we're getting rejected right now as we enter into that overbought area. As I said though, do expect some volatile movements as the 4 hourly still has some growth in it, and so does the daily. We are of course still looking for that move to the upside, just maybe touching on that 49.56 cent range, but we do need to get past this barrier of resistance between 46.19 and 46.50 approximately, and once we're past that and confirm it in support, I think we can then go and talk about hitting those slightly higher ranges. In terms of this structure, we're looking 3 waves, but we've also got a quadruple top here at the moment, so lots of bearish signals being flashed at us at this particular moment. So I'm expecting some volatile movements to the downside, and pretty much aligned to where Bitcoin is as it approaches that overbought area. Again, you'll notice some very similar situations, right? We're setting ourselves up with these lower lows and lower highs. This actually typically is more bullish than bearish, so I'm expecting maybe another test on the low range before we get that massive break to the upside. And I think that also translates nicely over to what Cardano is doing here, as what we are actually seeing maybe a little bit more of a bearish flag in the case of Cardano, where we are actually seeing this triangular shaped wedge, this ascending triangle, if you will, and of course finding that resistance right up here. So although the buyers are gaining more resistance, gaining more support and more momentum, essentially it has to break to the upside. Failure to do so will basically mean that we'll break down from this kind of triangular shaped wedge right here. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. Essentially, I do think we'd finish with our 5th wave down. I'm expecting 3 waves up, and we could just be waiting for that next move. And of course, anywhere really between 48 and 49 cents seems to be the most logical and sensible places to be thinking about that next momentum swing to the upside. But all eyes are on that daily stochastic and the 4 hourly stochastic at the moment. Guys, I'm going to leave this video right there. If you found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. Remember to subscribe if you're new, or if you haven't joined us in Discord, link is in the description below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. Guys, until the next one, have a fantastic day.